Welcome back to this week's episode of a topic that is very near and dear to me since I am currently studying this topic and learning all about its benefits and wonderfulness. So we're going to talk about how acupuncture works, the myths and the benefits, and some of the wild myths that misconceptions that there are out there, and the science behind the ancient practice. So whether you're a skeptic or a believer, stick around and this will be painless, I promise. First things first is looking at what the needles look like, because these aren't your needles that you get when you're getting blood work done or at the doctor's office. These needles are super tiny. Back in the day, when not in the modern times that we live in now, they used to reuse the needles, but now they come in these little disposable casings, and even within the disposable casing they come in a plastic tube, and when you take them out, they are thin like a piece of hair. Not sure if this helps better. You see how small they are? Very tiny. Very, very tiny compared to my hand. Very small. And this is one of like the medium-sized needles. And nothing to be scared of, I swear. Now that we have that under wraps and you are no longer afraid of how thick and scary these needles are, really, let's talk a little bit about acupuncture benefits. So acupuncture's been around for over 2,000 years, and it's famous for its benefits like chronic pain, reducing pain, improving sleep, lowering stress, and even boosting your digestion. And then the most shocking one that I found was fertility issues in males and females. There's obviously some fertility issues that require a little bit more of Western medicine help, but a lot of the other fertility issues that can't be fixed by Western medicine can be fixed by acupuncture and herbs. So acupuncture is like a Swiss Army knife for your health. It's got many different functions and many different tools that can help you to feel better and to get relief from a lot of your symptoms and illnesses. But don't just take my word for it. Science also agrees to this. Studies have shown that acupuncture can trigger the release of endorphins, and those are your body's natural painkillers, and improve blood flow. So an acupuncture is more than just pain relief. It's like a full body tune-up, and it's a way of harmonizing your body back to balance wherever there is an imbalance within your body. So when you use the concept of yin and yang in health, yin and yang can't exist without the one or the other, right? And even if there is an imbalance and one is more than the other, at some point eventually there is a turnaround point where yin turns into yang and yang turns back into yin. So it's finding this very delicate balance between the two that helps regulate things, keep our body flowing properly. And it's when there's an imbalance in something that another part of our body will react a little bit more. And this is where acupuncture comes in and kind of helps fine-tune that mechanism of our body and bring it back to balance. So some of the things that I'm going to cover are some of the benefits that there are a lot of research out there on already, and there's more research coming out every year. But one of the biggest ones that even I've seen in clinic is pain management, chronic pain management especially. So Whether it's back pain, whether it's neck pain, arthritis, fibromyalgia, any autoimmune type of issues, endometriosis, acupuncture is like a body's reset button for inflammation and muscle tension. Every time you get an acupuncture session done, there is studies showing that there's a significant increase in your white blood cell count after 24 hours to 48 hours after an acupuncture session, which is going to help with the inflammation in your body, obviously. Better sleep is one. So acupuncture can regulate your sleep-wake cycle by stimulating areas of the brain that promote deep rest. That's one way. Another way is relaxing your body when we're constantly living in fight or flight. Acupuncture brings your body back to a rest, more grounded, more balanced place, which allows your mind to finally relax and rest and get better sleep. And that's another one which ties into stress reduction. So when you're feeling overwhelmed, acupuncture can help reduce cortisol levels and promote sedation depending on the points used in our body. And I've talked about some of these points before in some of my other videos. Some people even call it a natural stress detox, which I agree to. I've used it for a lot of stressful times in my life, which I have currently gone through with a cancer scare. So acupuncture came in very handy of keeping myself grounded, keeping my mind grounded, and allowing my body to rest and continue to find balance again. So with all that said, with the increase of white blood cells, you can obviously see that this would help boost your immunity. That's one way of boosting your immunity, but it can also strengthen your immune system by balancing your body's response to external stressors. So, such as living in a cold place, okay? If you're living in a cold place and you're not dressing warmly and whatever, there's more likely of you catching a cold, right? And in Western medicine world, catching a cold means a bacterial or a viral infection. In the TCM world, it means exactly what you're saying, catching a cold. Like the cold is able to enter through your breathable living organ, which is your skin, and enters into your body. And once everybody believes the concept of aura, right? So your energetic field outside of your body, if it is weak, you are more likely to catch a cold or more likely to get external factors stressing your body. And acupuncture can help boost in your energetic body so that you're energetic an inch or two outside of your body. That helps protect you. And there's a different type of name for it for a chi, and it's called Wei Qi. And that's our body's immune system, helps strengthen our exterior of our body. So when our Wei Qi is weak, that means that you are more susceptible to external things coming into the body or causing havoc, including external stress. Another one is improved digestion. So things like IBS, to acid reflux, to undigested food in your bowel movements. Acupuncture supports gut health by enhancing the blood flow to your digestive system. So who doesn't like a happy, healthy, non-bloated abdomen and digestion, right? And even for people that are chronically constipated, this can be a really good tool to add in because it promotes the blood flow and increase in motility in the intestines. Going to mental clarity. So kind of piggybacks off of the concept of reducing stress and sleeping better, which is mental clarity. So when you feel like you have brain fog, acupuncture can help improve your focus and mental clarity by increasing blood flow to the brain. And in China, there's clinics that are incorporated into the hospitals that do a lot of, even for dementia patients, a preventative measure and preventative care for people that have dementia in their family history. They will do scalp acupuncture, and there's certain parts of the brain that you can stimulate exteriorly when you get needled in the scalp that can help reduce or prolong, the effects of not getting dementia. Like, you can, even if you have dementia, you can slow the progress of you getting really bad into the dementia phase. And that I thought was super neat and cool. There's videos of doctors in China doing scalp acupuncture that help people move that were paralyzed before, help people walk that couldn't walk before, simply by doing scalp acupuncture, which stimulates that correlating area of the brain underneath, which needs to be brought out into the world more, because that's mind-boggling to me. And then last but not least is women's health. So anything related to your uterus, your menstruation, even menopause, your menopausal symptoms. Acupuncture supports hormone balance, reduces menstrual pain, and even helps with fertility, like I mentioned before. And it's a natural ally for women's health. And I can't stress this one enough, because I have personally used this for this reason. For the last few years, I have family members that are using it for the last few years and have gotten amazing results from it. Got a giant cyst off of their ovary because of it. Acupuncture and herbals included have decreased their pain and regulated their menses when they were irregular and bleeding really heavy, which is a little bit more helpful than just slapping on some birth control onto your body as a band-aid. So, not to say that that doesn't work in a lot of cases. It can. I'm not saying Western medicine is bad. It is definitely needed still. Alright, so now that we've covered some of the amazing benefits that you can gain from acupuncture, how does it work? Let's blend traditional and the modern views together to kind of get a better understanding of how it works. And again, this is my iteration of it, my version of it, my understanding of it as a student right now. I'm sure there's better teachers who are able to teach this in a lot better of ways, but I'm trying to make it really beginner friendly. And so from a traditional Chinese medicine perspective, acupuncture works by balancing the flow of qi. And qi is our body's vital energy. Through the pathways called meridians is where the qi flows. This concept was a little out there for me to grasp, having the knowledge of Western medicine in my belt. So, because the way that I thought of the body's energy and the life force of the body was the blood, right? And so in TCM, blood and qi are like besties. They work together in conjunction. So it's like, going back to an example that I did in one of my videos, when you get an EKG done, they put those patches on top of your body, right? Like on top of your skin. And these patches then record electrical impulses that are emitting outside of the heart. You're not putting those patches on the heart, right? You're putting them on top of your body, on top of the skin, on the outer layer. And these patches then collect the electrical impulses, the energy, the qi that comes out of the body, that is continuously energy that comes out of the body specifically targeted from the heart. So in that way, the energy is very closely linked to blood and the way blood moves and such. Okay? Modern way of thinking about it is science shows that acupuncture stimulates the nervous system. Tiny needles send the signals to the brain to release endorphins, which we've already talked about, in your body's natural painkillers. And they increase the blood in these targeted areas when you're placing the needle in that part of your body. It also regulates your parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for rest and healing. So on the meridians, there's 12 main primary meridians, and then there's extraordinary, and then there's some other ones that interconnect everything in the body. In these meridians, there are points. You can call them bus stops along the highway, okay? That you can supercharge. So when we're putting needles onto the body, we're finding which meridian has an imbalance, and then finding a point that can help supercharge or really move the stagnation or move the blood that's kind of stagnated in that area, to supercharge that area so it gives the body and that meridian the boost that it needs to move in the direction that it's supposed to be moving in. Another super cool way of thinking about it is acupuncture influences the hypothalamus pituitary adrenal axis, which is a key player in controlling the stress hormone called cortisol. And cortisol is super high in a lot of people right now because of the times that we live in, work stress, family stress, stress all around us, which increases our cortisol. So when life feels chaotic, acupuncture literally helps calm the storm inside of your body, which is pretty neat in my opinion. There are over 360 points on the body that I personally have to know, aside from the meridians and how they work and all of that. And yeah, so when you're finding which meridian is imbalanced, you find the point that can help balance a point even more, and each point have their own local effect on the body. So like if my wrist hurts, doing a point on the wrist right here is gonna help it locally, but it can also have a bigger effect somewhere else in my body. And there's certain points on our body that are like supercharging ports, like in an electrical vehicle situation, right? Like they have supercharging points where it's like one's just a regular gas station, but one has that supercharged station. And some of these points are like that, where they have a lot more functions in the body when we stimulate them. And then don't forget, the research also supports acupuncture for migraines, for fertility, digestive health, and even boosting recovery after surgery. The side effects from chemotherapy drugs is another really big one. And yeah, there's so many people that turn and use acupuncture as a last resort and put it into their wellness routine. And I truly wish that it was kind of the other way around, where we incorporated this more into our wellness routine from the beginning and use it more in the realm of preventative medicine, even though it can help with some of the reactionary part of it once a disease has already formed. But there's certain diseases that it can't reverse once it's already gone past a certain point, right? Like if it's still at an energetic level and still at the beginning stages, yes, acupuncture can reverse something. But say you have arthritis in your knee for 25 years, right? It's going to help with the pain, and it's going to help move things in your body so you're not constantly on pain or constantly having to take painkillers. but it's not going to reverse the damage that's already been done for 25 years. You see what I mean? And sometimes it can even take longer for the pain to cut back because of how long you've been enduring the pain and the imbalance in your body. So let's now look at a few of the myths, which I've talked about myths before, so I'll link it somewhere here in one of my previous videos if you want to go more into the depths of some of these myths, because let's face it, there's a lot of misconceptions about acupuncture out there right now. One of my favorite myths is the placebo effect. Okay, number one, acupuncture is just placebo. It's your brain playing tricks on you and making you think that you are fine now, and which is not true. Studies show that it works on animals who don't know what a placebo effect is, and this proves that there's more than just a mental trick in our human body that's tricking us into believing that, hey, we're fixed now. Myth number 2 is it's dangerous. I mean, it can be dangerous. It has some side effects that are somewhat serious, but it's not that dangerous because you are getting it performed by a licensed practitioner who has incredible intense training on it, which I am currently undergoing. Needles are sterile, they're single use, and they're inserted with such precision, and we've been put through a rigorous educational system that really emphasizes the insertion of the needles with the utmost precision in the body. Which I kind of want to go back to the placebo effect part, which, okay, even if this is a pseudoscience and it's all just a placebo, which it's not, okay, science proves this, it's not a placebo effect. But theoretically, even if it was, would you not want to find a natural way of fixing your body rather than becoming dependent on drugs outside of you? You know what I mean? Like, wouldn't you want to find a healthier way to get your body back in balance and functioning in the way that it's supposed to? Just food for thought. Myth number 3. It only works if you believe that chi exists, and you believe in chi, and you believe in this type of science, which is not true. Again, you don't need to believe in anything. I have a lot of patients that have come into the clinic so far who are complete skeptics. They've never had acupuncture done before, and they leave feeling so relieved and so happy that they ever gave this type of medicine a chance, because whether you call it chi or you call it just effective biology, acupuncture works regardless of your belief system. If you believe in it or if you don't believe in it, you will see change and you will see progress, and you will, on your own, once you start seeing some progress, become a believer of it. So there's no need for you to be I actually like when people haven't ever gotten acupuncture done and they're complete skeptics, because I get to change their worldview. I get to take their blinders from like their worldview of seeing the world like this and just broadening it just a little bit more, where they're being a little bit more open-minded in other approaches of their health. Acupuncture combines ancient wisdom with modern science to help you feel your very best naturally. And it's not magic. It might just feel like it because we don't really fully understand how it works, and even our understanding of it now is very in the modern science-y type of way of explaining things so that people believe in it, you know? And yeah, so it kind of feels like magic in a sense. But have you ever tried acupuncture? If so, what was your experience? I want to hear about it. Please leave it in the comments. I'd love to hear your story about your first time acupuncture, or your worst experience, or questions that you might have about it, and I will make a video on that. And yeah, that's a wrap. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and share this video for someone who might be curious about acupuncture. And I will be putting out some more meditation music throughout the week, in the upcoming weeks. And because I will have some more time around in the next couple weeks after my finals are done, I might be uploading a little bit more frequently with meditation music, even with a video format like this during the week. And yeah, so I will see you next week, and that was just a heads up on what my future plans for the channel are. So stay tuned, and until next time.